Take it out.
Frank, it is 5:30 p.m. Do you know what that means? It's time for Anatomy of an Entrepreneur. So, Frank, let's roll 'em. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Anatomy of an Entrepreneur. This is episode 28. We are almost at our one-year anniversary. As a matter of fact, we're going to be doing an anniversary show in a couple of weeks with the first guests that we ever had in the show. And we have had on amazing, amazing guests on the show. We have one today. Before we do start with that, we're going to start with a little housekeeping. The first one is, this show is sponsored by My Instant Office. If you need a place to work, just a desk with a chair, you need an office, you need a conference room for a day, a week, or a month, come on in, sit down, and get to work. I think that's what we say. And we also say, just add yourself. Also, this show is brought to you by, and supported by, and sponsored by the Huntington Chamber of Commerce, and I mean Huntington, Long Island. As a matter of fact, Lori Kay, did you know that the Huntington Chamber of Commerce is the largest chamber of commerce on Long Island?
I do know that.
How do you know?
Because you say it every Tuesday
Oh.
at 5:31.
Well, okay. So let me see if I can catch you off guard this time. I went to the Associate Director of the Huntington Chamber of Commerce. Her name is Courtney Bino. And I said, Courtney, I need some kind of a mission statement. I need something from you to say about the Huntington Chamber of Commerce. Lori, do you know what she said?
I do.
What did she say?
She said the Huntington Chamber of Commerce is the best darn chamber of commerce in the world.
That is, I don't know how she knows this. How do you know this, Lori?
Because you say it every Tuesday at 5:32.
You know what? It's about that regularity. It's about impressions. It's about, it's about getting people to recognize
Does she
things.
get a dog treat now?
Who? Lori or Courtney?
For knowing it.
Do you have any?
No.
Oh. You're like being a little personal with our...
Shelby doesn't want to share her treats.
She's kind of like the Ed McMahon of our show.
Wonderful.
So, no further ado, I'm going to introduce Ed Santalone, who is the president of Atlantic Irrigation, and he's located in White Plains, New York. He has a great story to tell, so let's welcome Ed. Hi, Ed.
Hi.
From the applause from the crowd.
Usually we have a larger crowd.
Okay.
It's Joe Lavolsi, but he has a paying gig tonight, so
Got it.
he's not going to be here.
Well, Frank's here, so that's all that counts.
Frank
That's right.
J.
Frank is here.
Parisi.
That's right.
Yeah, Frank J. Parisi's here. So, do me a favor, Ed. Give
Sure.
us a 1-minute overview of who is Ed Santalone.
My dad or me? Me.
I'm going with you.
Okay. Let's see. Professionally, I worked for my father growing up, and then took over the family business when I went after college, which I never really wanted to do. And now got 3 great kids and live in a very nice neighborhood in upstate New York, and kind of loving life.
We really appreciate you coming all the way down here from upstate New York.
Cliff, anything for you.
Most of our guests say that.
Anything for you, Cliff, for the next
Yeah.
45 minutes.
There you go. Beautiful.
I'll give you my bank account number,
Got it.
and you can start
Awesome.
transferring the funds.
Beautiful.
So, I think I want to bring up a picture.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm afraid of
There's
this.
a picture of 2 people and a dog. Frank, do you think you can bring that up for us? Who is that, Ed?
Oh, my God. That's me and my lovely sister, Lori.
Wait, you have a sister
I have
named
a
Lori?
sister, yes.
Named
yes.
Lori?
Yeah, coincidentally, I do.
Okay.
And our dog, Sparky.
Sparky.
Yes.
I love the red jacket.
Thank you. You know what? It's not too different than the shirt I'm wearing, actually.
I actually was going to ask you, was your shirt made out of that
yeah, well,
jacket?
you know, I was a little thinner then.
What was your sister like?
What a pain in the butt.
Really?
No, she actually was very sweet. Completely different than she is now.
So I'm going to warn everybody that Ed and Lori are related. I'm not going to say how, but they are related.
Yes.
So
Where's my ex-wife?
What's that? Lori said I can't go there, but you brought it up.
Yes.
I still won't go there.
No, Lori's my sister.
Okay, that's nice.
Yes.
And so you grew up in kind of
Huntington, Long Island, Huntington Station.
in a modest. You grew up very modestly.
Parents are still in the same house they bought in 1963.
Yeah. So
And, they're still there.
yeah, you weren't like spoiled with
No.
all kinds of stuff and
No, not
Right.
at all.
No.
No, we were.
We were
beaten.
not spoiled.
We were beaten as kids.
you know
Locked outside.
We were locked outside.
We were locked outside.
Yeah.
why?
When we would come home from school, my dad was an irrigation contractor, so he didn't work in the winter. So we would come home from school and he would be home and he would lock the doors and yell at us to go home to your real parents.
Yeah,
and
go
wouldn't
home
let
to your
us
real
in.
mother and father.
What?
Yeah, as a
Yes.
joke. And my mother would be in the background, Ed, open the door,
Yes,
open the
the
door.
neighbors would
and
come out, yeah.
He'd be like, go
Lori
home to your
was
real
like
mother and father.
kindergarten, I was like second grade.
Yeah. He
You know,
told me I was
today you'd get
adopted.
arrested for that.
Yeah, well, he should have been arrested then.
Probably.
That's fantastic. So,
Not then.
Yeah, not right. It was cold. He always did it on the coldest days.
Yes.
but seriously though, yeah, and I know that Lori and I have talked about this. Your family, your parents instilled a very good work ethic in you. Am I
And
correct?
both of us, actually.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know.
Both of us.
I know. Like what kind of you know, and in entrepreneurs, a part of a successful entrepreneur is the fact they have to have a good support network and good guidance.
Right.
So what did you tell us about that a little bit? Because that's going to lead us to where we are today.
You know, it was never take anything for granted, and you always had to do better than what you did yesterday, and you always had to do better than other people did. And you know, we went to Altman High School in Huntington Station. I remember there was kids that, you know, I remember this one kid that his dad got him a really, really nice car. I don't remember what it was now. And he totaled it. His dad got him another one, and he totaled it. And, you know, we never got anything like that. And we just were taught, you want something, you got to work hard for it. Don't expect it. Because if you expect it, it ain't going to happen.
That actually paid off.
Yeah, yeah. And I tell my kids the same thing. I mean, don't expect anything. I keep telling them, they're going to see this, so I can't say too much, but I keep telling them they're getting no inheritance. I'm spending it all.
Good for you.
I mean, we'll see what happens, but they may kill me before I get to do it.
So, are we having problems with mics again?
This battery's about to die.
Again?
On the other one now.
I thought I changed those.
I thought I saw. I thought I
Everybody,
saw.
here's Frank. That's Frank's. There's Frank. But I'm going to keep
Frank
talking.
J.
Frank J. Parisi.
Yes.
Parisi.
Yes,
Don't
Frank
forget
J.
that.
Parisi.
Yeah.
Not Frank L.
No, Frank J. Parisi.
Yeah.
So, were you always industrious? Like, were you industrious? Were you always trying to do stuff, make stuff? Were you always make money for yourself? What were you like when, you know?
Yeah, I guess somewhat. Frankly, I think it was more of just a goofball, you know. And I think my best talent was that I recognized people's talents and hired good people.
Right. So you know how to surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah, that's really the key.
Which is really important because I know in my business, and I've also read this about entrepreneurialism, always surround your people who are better and smarter than you and what they do.
Hence Frank.
Totally. You're not insulting me. You know, and I have to tell you something. I'm the one who like learned how to do all this stuff. Nobody was around. And so I trained him. I taught him how to use the system.
Well,
He's now better than me.
But isn't that the key though?
Absolutely.
Right? Because you can't do everything. So you want to make sure that there are people that are around you who can do better than you.
Right.
Because otherwise you can't grow and go to the next level if you don't have a support system.
And I say that all the time, that if you work like for yourself, there's only 24 hours in the day.
Right.
And there's only certain things that you can get done in a day. If you want to grow a business, there has to be more than just you.
Yeah.
And those more
Without
than
a
just
doubt.
you have to be better than you
Right.
at what they do.
And you see a lot of people who own businesses who are afraid to let people be better than them.
Why do you think that is?
Insecurity, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because you can't do it all. Because frankly, who wants to do it all?
Right.
You know?
Exactly, yeah. As a matter of fact, I want to go back to you being a little industrious. There's another picture there of
no.
Frank with Lori
Oh,
standing on something. Can you bring
It's
that
not
in,
you,
please?
it's me.
Can I know. Can I get a picture of that actually?
Yes.
Yeah, but let me touch it up a little bit.
I couldn't find
Let me
another
fix it.
one. That's the only one I could find.
You know what? I don't have any. My kids constantly ask me for a picture of the hovercraft.
Oh, well,
Eddie.
that's-
What the hell is that thing? Is that a flying saucer from Carvel?
It's basically a flying saucer. Yeah, it's a hovercraft that my friend Harley Puckett and I, who, if Harley ever sees this, happy birthday, Harley. Today's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Harley.
Happy birthday, Harley.
Yeah. He and I got this thing out of like Boys Life magazine when we were kids, and we decided to build it, and it took us almost a year.
Really?
Yeah, but the thing we had an airplane engine on it and propeller, and if you stood on it, it would rise up like 3 feet in the air, and you could drive it around.
Sorry.
It was pretty cool.
How
was
far?
cool.
How far did you go with this thing?
Well, we lived right behind a library, so we would take it to the library parking lot and
And fly it around the library.
fly it around the library.
How cool is that?
We basically flew it until somebody crashed.
Yes,
That's
yes.
Well,
Basically
you have
what
to
happened.
repair it?
Until someone crashed.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody fell off of
Or
it. Some
Doc
old
took a
old
nosedive.
man wanted to try it.
Yeah.
And he fell off and like
Hint.
fell through the whole thing.
Just saying.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't meant for someone above like 60 pounds.
It wasn't meant for somebody over 60 years old.
So I guess in about a year from now, that
I
knocks
thought
me
you
out.
did it. I didn't know if you did it for a
We
a
did it for
school
a
science
Dowling
fair?
College science fair. We
Oh.
ended up putting it into the Dowling College
And what
science
happened?
fair. We came in second place, I
Yeah.
Who got first?
Some genius, probably.
think. Yeah, somebody smart.
Yeah. Well, I tell that story all the time. That fascinates me. Like when Lori first told me that, she said, my brother made a hovercraft.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was like 12 feet in diameter.
I knew that I would like
freaking
you. 'Cause
huge.
I said, this is
Wait, you
weird.
had to jump on it. See,
Yes.
my feet are on a piece of wood. You couldn't step on the outer ring.
No.
So you had to jump from the cement to
To
the
it.
wood.
Yeah. And the engine was beneath you.
And
That's
the
what it
engine
looked
was between your legs.
Was
I mean,
that
it's so
like
safe.
a lawnmower engine?
Yeah, it was a reverse lawnmower engine.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, no, I'm sorry, it was a regular lawnmower engine, but it was a reverse propeller, so it would push air up as opposed to
and push you up in the
And
air.
you
Right,
lift
push
it
you up
off
in
the
the air.
ground.
And it had enough power to actually
lift you.
lift
Yes,
you a few feet off
it
the
did.
ground.
And we used to ride it.
And we had a 3-foot we had to get special aluminum paint from Republic Airport to put on it because they don't even use it. They didn't even use it then. It's probably full of
toxic.
lead.
That's
I'm sure. And it went up 3 feet, but it was very unstable. So then we cut the thing in half and made it 1.5 feet, and then it would just zoom around like the Jetsons.
Yeah. It was fun. We had a lot of fun until, like I said, until somebody took a nosedive.
Yeah.
I
Or
wish
till
you
we
still
crashed
had
it.
that thing. It'd be worth money.
I
today.
wish to. I still have the propeller. That's all I got left.
Do you really?
That thing
Yeah.
would be in the Smithsonian today.
Yeah, what?
We
That's
had a lot
no
of fun. We did have fun.
So
on it,
you were
though.
around 16 when you built that?
No, maybe 13.
Oh, you were
Oh,
young.
so I was like 11? I thought I was young. in
well,
that
yeah. I mean, look at the picture of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cliff says I look like a boy.
Oh, yeah, all right.
So moving right along here.
Move right along.
So you got through school. Were you doing kind of stuff like this through school? Did you always like do? Or was this like the big?
No, this was the one thing. No, like I said, I was kind of a goofball.
Right. So, but you went into your the family's business when you were young.
Yeah. Well, I kind of was forced to. You know, my
Why?
father basically made me work, and he made Lori work too. But Lori really was incompetent. So She wasn't.
I was sick. I was sick.
Oh, what's a little brain tumor?
No, she. No, but that's what you listen. I wanted to make money, so that's what. I mean, I was working for him since I was like 8 years old.
And what were you doing?
And he would take me to work with him because he was an irrigation contractor, so I would go work with him on jobs and stuff. And I basically was just a gopher, go for this, go for that. That was pretty much it. And then started when he started the distribution business, I worked there, and just went through. And I always got really good grades in school.
Right.
I was very lucky, and I went to college so that I would not do that.
I remember
Work from
seeing you
anyone.
actually say that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny, but it was true, that you said, I went to college so that I didn't have to work for my old man, or something.
Right, because I didn't want to. We didn't get along at all in high school.
Well, that's a tough thing to do, to get along with your kid in high school anyway.
Yeah, so I wanted to do something else,
So you went to college.
So I went to college. I went to SUNY Albany.
Right.
Got a degree in business, and figured I'm just gonna go work in Manhattan and enjoy myself and get a really good job. And
Is that what you did? Did you go to Manhattan?
no, not at all. I got out and I had to I graduated on a Sunday. I had to start work on Monday, work for my dad for the summer. And my parents had put me through school, so they said, just work through Labor Day. After Labor Day, you can do whatever you want. And I said, okay, fine. That's fair.
It sounds to me like they did that more for you than for them.
Yeah, probably. So I lived home for about a month. That was not going well, so I moved to Bayshore out on the island, and lived there for a few months, and then my dad asked me and my best friend Jerry O'Hara, whose dad just won the putting tournament.
Yes, that we saw
Right.
in the pre-show.
If we wanted to open up in around the White Plains area, so that's what we did.
Tell me when and about the iced tea company, Inca Iced Tea. I actually
Incos.
looked it up
Incos.
to see if I could find an Inca Iced Tea anywhere. There actually
It's
is. but-
Incos.
Incos.
I-N-K-O apostrophe S.
Where did that all, because that tells me that you're an entrepreneur.
Well, that actually came to me. My 3 friends from college decided they were going to do this. One main guy had his lives in the city, and his wife's Filipino, and she used to get white tea and bring it home and brew it, and from Chinatown, and then there was, you can only get white tea so many months of the year, and then he ended up they ended up running out of it, and he wanted to do it in a ready to drink bottle like Snapple, and nobody had it, so he quit his job, spent 6 months in the New York Public Library to figure out how to get it and process it and sell it, and then got other people involved, me and 3 other friends from college, so the 4 of us and another guy, and we for a while we did really well.
So you built this iced tea business.
Yeah.
Where would I find this iced tea? Everywhere?
Yeah, mostly in delis and stuff in Manhattan is where we sold it. I mean, we sold the company out a while ago.
How long ago did you start it?
I would say 98, 99.
Oh, so it wasn't fairly soon after college. It was
No,
way
no,
after
no.
college.
It was way after college.
And you were already working at Atlantic at that point.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is like a side gig for you.
This was a side gig, yeah. And it was kind of a fun thing. I mean, sprinklers, let's face it, it's not very sexy, right? But selling iced tea was very cool, and, we thought we could really go far with it, and it just, after a while, the people just didn't get along, and it just didn't.
Did you sell it?
Yeah, we sold it to a company that's bought other businesses, other, drink businesses,
Right.
and hopefully it makes something.
You went to China, though, didn't you?
Yeah, but that wasn't for that. That was
Oh, that was just a vacay.
that was vacation. Yeah.
Got it.
But I wanted to have my ideas I think part of the problem was we didn't put money into marketing, and I was a marketing major, and I wanted to do a lot of marketing stuff, and we didn't put money into that, and that's where I think we kind of failed, is doing it. And at one point, everybody wanted me to kind of, three of the other people wanted me to leave Atlantic to kind of just do that full time, which I would have done, but they wouldn't have gone for my marketing ideas anyway. They didn't. My ideas were a little bit out there.
So you are passionate about the marketing. I'm going to guess you weren't passionate about iced tea.
No, I was passionate about the marketing because I thought it would be, with, let's face it, with irrigation, like I said, it's not sexy, so it's not fun. I mean, I love doing it, and I still love doing it, but it's not like you can be creative, and I would rather be creative. Like one of my marketing ideas was, we had our tea was white tea, and white tea has more antioxidants than any other tea, and it's better for you than any tea, and there was no sugar added. I mean, it was really good for you. And one of my ideas, because it was white, one of my ideas was to have Al Sharpton as our spokesman. And just have Al Sharpton walk out on a white screen in a white suit and hold up the tea and go, once you go white, you never go back.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that Al Sharpton would have.
Well, you know what? Back then, he was like going bankrupt. He had no money. I thought it would have been a good idea, but
Okay.
they weren't for it.
It
But I'm
would have
saying
been a
this on
good idea
TV now.
then.
Sounds like
I
the
don't know
chef
if it
of the
would
future
go
to
over
me.
now,
Yeah, I don't know if it'll go over now,
but then,
but then,
20-something years ago, I think it would have been a good gig.
yeah.
Might have worked. I mean, obviously he's passionate about marketing, which I want to get into that with you about Atlantic because I remember the story. Tell us the story of your father saying to you, you could, opening a second location and what happened, because that's pretty interesting. I mean, the whole church and everything.
Yeah, so we were opening up a store, and my dad was gonna, was in contract to buy this building that we were gonna open up in, and that fell apart, and we had to find something really fast, because we had told people we were opening up, so we couldn't really not. And
Were there a lot of contacts up in that area already?
not really, but we were trying to make contacts, you know, and so we ended up renting a church that was gonna get demolished, and we were there for about 9 months, and we had to take the pews out to put shelving and stuff in, and we had a dog came by, and we adopted the dog, and we had a couple of cats that came by, and we spent more time probably herding animals than we did selling anything, and played a lot of frisbee with the dog in the parking lot.
Where was either the click or the change? What was it? What was that little tipping point that you knew it might work out?
Our competitor wasn't very good at what they did. So we would just call people every day and say, and then, there was no cell phones or anything, so you're talking late 80s. And we'd say, can we bring you something? Can we get you something? And we would bring this 4 hours away because we really had nothing to do. So we would do anything for a sale. And then eventually people were like, all right, you guys are annoying enough. Send me this. Send me
Or
that.
I like your service, I'm going to give you a shot.
Yeah, well, our service was impeccable because we had
course.
nothing to do.
Right.
So we just kept, it was just Jerry and I, and we would just deliver.
How long did it take until you saw that this might work?
You know what? I never really thought it wasn't going to work. I just figured we'd
That's
figure it
interesting
out.
answer. How long did it take until you started to see that cash was starting to come in on a regular basis?
After the first year, we made money, so that was good.
That's really good.
We didn't make a lot of money, but we made money.
But
so that was
essentially, you
good.
started a new business from scratch. You really weren't leveraged. You couldn't really leverage Atlantic other than maybe the buying power of Atlantic.
No, we had one of Atlantic's largest customers was in the Westchester County market anyway, so we used that guy, and we did everything for that guy to go along.
Right, and you started building a reputation.
Yeah.
So now you're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Where are you in the business? What's going on?
At that point we had opened up another one in Connecticut, and then Albany and Buffalo. And then we were starting to look. I think we got an offer from somebody to open up something in New Jersey because we were getting a good reputation. So people were calling us. At that point, they were calling us saying, if you guys want to open, if you ever want to open up here, let me know.
Who's they?
Other people that work for other distributors, other of our competitors.
Gotcha.
Whose markets we were not in. And they would say, if we hear good things about you guys, if you want to do this, if you want to, like the first one out of New York was in, except for the one in Danbury, Connecticut, Central New Jersey. And it was people that you knew from industry meetings and stuff. And they said, if you ever want to come here, let me know.
Well,
and
what was that feeling like when, like, you knew?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Things are like...
It was like, wow, people actually think we're doing a good job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because we always thought we were boneheads. So we never thought we were doing well.
That's because...
My father always told us we weren't doing well. So...
There you go. Well, at least you got that going for you.
Yeah, well, it's a little different now, but...
I think a lot of people who have run their own businesses and have grown their own business, including me, and I think the term I'd use is, your image has not yet caught up with yourself.
Yeah.
So I know for me, when I was running my business, it wasn't even full steam yet. I think we had only had about 10 employees by that point, but we were very successful. I still thought I was just a salesman. I didn't know I was running a company.
Yeah,
Even though I was
see
really
that.
running the company.
Because you kind of can't see the forest through the trees.
Right.
Sometimes. So you think you're doing the right things. I mean, every day you're doing what you got to get done for today. You don't. It's like I'm not a good planner, so I would never. Everybody. You got to do a business plan and blah blah, and that makes complete sense, and I would never disagree with that. But that just wasn't me. I had to get done what I had to get done today.
I think a lot of people are like that.
Yeah. And my opinion was, just do the right things will work out.
Right. So, but there's a contradiction there, and the contradiction is you didn't really think ahead, yet you're a marketing guy. And
Yeah,
marketing guys have to think ahead.
Yeah, you're right.
So, like, did you have marketing plans, and were you...
No. No, I just did goofball stuff. We just did weird marketing gimmicks.
Like what?
Just to do, we had Atlantic irrigation condoms at one point.
No way.
You did?
Oh,
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
And yeah.
Was the logo on the tip?
No, not on the package. It said, "If you must irrigate, please do it safely."
I actually think that's a great idea.
That is
Was it
I didn't
like
even know
AIDS,
about that.
when AIDS was really a big... I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, we would give out Atlantic irrigation condoms. Yeah.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Did Dad know about that?
I doubt it.
Thank God he's not on Facebook.
Yeah, and that he's sleeping right now.
God, I didn't
Yeah.
even know about that. That's
Yeah, we would.
hysterical.
Yeah, we would.
That's what you learned in college.
Hey, what do you want me to tell you?
Tell us more. I want to know more of these marketing stunts.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that one
That
myself.
was a good one. Come on, you got to have a lot more.
I don't. You know what? Some of the stuff was so stupid.
Bring it on, brother.
I can't remember. That was like my favorite. We got one couple years ago with these like fans. It's a hand fan, right? Laura, I think I gave you a couple of them actually. You turn the fan on.
Oh, the fan, yes.
Yeah.
It's a fan.
And it has LEDs on the propellers. The propeller's maybe about that big, right? And you turn it on, you can put 3 lines on the propellers. And when you turn it on, it says "Get blown," and then "Away by Atlantic irrigation." But it's a fan, right? That's
Right.
what fans do. They
Right.
blow.
And you're not saying anything wrong,
No,
No.
right?
it's
I'm like, do I have it?
Yeah, I think that's...
Do you have one?
I don't know.
Get out of here.
I don't know if I took it out of my bag or not. Hold on.
Oh my God.
I was carrying it around, and then I don't know if I took it out.
That would be so
All
funny.
right, I took it out,
So,
so I don't have it with me.
Did
but-
you work with like market agencies? Did
No,
you?
no.
No.
Wait,
So-
Jerry O'Hara said, a hot dog weenie?
Who's Jerry O'Hara?
Jerry O'Hara is my best friend. And,
Oh, okay.
And he and I grew up, which is, you say you got to surround yourself with good people?
Yeah.
Jerry and I have been friends since 6th grade.
Okay.
He's still our vice president.
Okay. Cool.
I'm the godfather to one of his kids. Him and his wife are godparents to one, each different ones to mine.
Someone you can trust.
Yeah. And, he's kept me grounded the entire time. Because some of the things, I had even crazier, weird ideas. And he'd be like, all right, you're not doing that. Because, and I don't even remember what they were now, but I would have stuff that would be like, all right, now, like you're crossing the line now.
Right.
And do you see the stuff that didn't cross the line?
Right.
Right? So, can you imagine what crossed the line?
Right. So
Yeah.
what did he say, Lori?
He said the hot dog weenie.
That's where you were. Because
I don't remember that.
when we had our grand opening in the church, we
He
rented
said Lori was the hot dog weenie. I don't remember being a hot dog
We
weenie.
rented a hot dog cart, and you served the hot dogs.
Oh my God, I
Remember
remember
that?
Wow, so you went from weenie server to ball girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember that. It was
Yeah,
in
you served the hot dogs
I did.
in the
He
church.
just said Lori was the hot dog
Yeah.
weenie. That was back in 19.
87.
Yes.
It's over 30 years ago.
Is that
Whose
me?
phone is that?
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
But someone's phone's ringing.
I'm like,
Well, there goes our
Sorry.
guest.
Sorry, Frank.
Thank you, everybody. Have a nice night. Oh,
Yeah.
there, he's back.
and Emily O'Hara said, "You rock, Uncle Eddie."
They're watching this?
Yes, Patrick O'Hara and
Oh,
Emily.
You'll
my
be surprised
God.
who watches it, and you'll be
Yeah.
surprised who watches this after
Yeah.
this is off.
Yeah.
You'll be amazed. I
Hi,
can't believe-
O'Hara's.
Hi, O'Hara's.
As a matter of fact, there are some people from Huntington who said Eddie Santalone, Laura Brum, her father was named Butch of B&D.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Butch,
Get
he's
outta
the one
here.
who
Yeah,
lives
Laura's-
across the
Wow.
street.
Yeah, Laura's actually, she and I are friendly.
Really?
Yeah, and she said,
Wow.
and so,
Well, Laura, tell your dad hello.
yeah, so I don't.
I remember Butch used to work for my dad when he was a contractor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Laura said she definitely was going to watch. I hope she's watching now.
I remember him one time when I was a kid. We were driving somewhere, and we were on Jericho Turnpike, and it was in the morning, and I was drinking a thing of orange juice, and he stopped short on purpose so that all the oranges would get all over me.
Who did that?
Butch.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emily O'Hara says, "Say my name. I want to be famous."
Hey, Emily, how are you?
Hi, Emily. Thanks for
She's
watching
so
the
funny.
show.
And Patrick's watching. Patrick O'Hara.
If you have any
so
questions
funny.
for Eddie, this
And I
is the
have
time
to say
do
I'm
it.
on Team Patrick because he's going to ask me later.
And if
Oh.
any of you folks have a question for Eddie, he is live right now. He has to answer.
Oh, my God.
He
Wait a
is
minute.
cornered.
I wonder what's Team Patrick.
It's a long story.
Oh, long story.
He'll
Got it.
know.
All right.
So-
Should I be on Team Patrick too?
Yeah, yeah.
Team Patrick, I
You
am.
can be on Team Emily. You can't be on Team
oh,
Sean.
oh, wait a minute. It's either Team
Oh my
Patrick,
God! Yeah,
Team
you're
Emily.
going to get in trouble.
I have
I'm
to
going to
be
get in trouble
on
just
Team
for saying
Emily.
Team Patrick.
I have to be on Team Emily
Go
just
ahead.
because she's the
Okay.
underdog of the children. Em,
ahead.
I'm with you, babe.
Okay.
I'm with you. I don't know what I'm with you for, but I'm with you, sister.
Okay.
Oh my God!
So, anyway, Ed.
yeah,
So here's one of the things I've also noticed. You know, I grew up in an affluent area,
okay.
and
Wait a minute. I have to interrupt you. Patrick just said stock in Patrick O'Hara is rising as we speak. I'm not sure what it means, but that's Patrick.
Yeah, it's gonna feel
and
like
I know what
Mike
it means.
Kopow.
I know what it means.
It's hysterical.
so I grew up in an affluent area, and not everybody, but there were a good amount of the kids I grew up with. They went into the family business.
Okay.
Three things happened. One is they maintained it because they didn't really have to work too hard.
Right.
One is they had no clue what they were doing. They took it over and they drove the business into the ground.
Okay.
And these are name brands that you would know.
Okay.
And the other one is, and a lot less often, was helping the business explode. Why do you fit into that category?
The one that destroyed it. You mean?
That too.
Okay.
But you didn't.
It's
You blew
the,
the thing up.
It's
I mean,
the
your dad
people.
was doing a great job.
Yeah, but he didn't really want to grow it off Long Island. Like, he was content to do what he did. I mean, I would say, you know, my father's extremely hard worker, and I don't know that I could have done what he did to get the business where it was, but I don't know that he could have done what I did either. We're just two different people.
Right.
And it just worked well that he did what he did when he did it, and because I don't think I could have, I don't know that I would have had the balls to kind of do what he did. You know, I mean, he took something and worked hard and
From nothing.
from nothing. You know, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the youngest of 8 kids. His dad died when he was 12 years old. You know, his mother never spoke English. I mean, you know, he was a hardworking guy, and still is.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the golf thing.
Yeah, and he's almost 80.
Yeah, and you know, right, Laura? I mean, he was
Yeah.
always working a lot.
He worked. He missed a lot of us growing up.
Yeah,
I mean,
to do it,
you know,
right.
He like I remember I was in the chorus. He never came to anything. My mom came because I remember saying to my mother one day, I was a kid and my father would leave before I woke up to go to school, and when I went to bed, he wasn't home. And I remember saying to my mother, does Daddy still live here? And she was like, yeah, but he worked before the sun got up. He was working, and he worked after the sun
Yeah.
went down. And so there was a while that we just didn't see him. But my father is a worker, like,
Yeah.
and even to this day at 80, he works almost the same way. I mean,
Right.
he's tired now. Like, I asked him to sit here tonight, but he's like, from doing that fundraiser for 10, 11 hours yesterday, he's tired today. But
Yeah.
he's a worker. He definitely instilled that in both my brother and I. You go to work, you expect nothing, but you work for
Yeah.
it. You don't expect anything from anybody else. If you want it, you work hard enough to get it.
Well,
and
and
that's
here's
what
the
he
other
taught
thing
us.
that happens with entrepreneurs besides the support mechanism. Your parents really can't tell you what to do, but they set an example for you.
Yeah, they
And
still
your
set an
father
example.
Yeah, they do.
and your mother
They do.
they set good examples for you.
Yeah, and
And they still
you
do.
know,
I think they still do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you saw something else in the business and you wanted to blow it up.
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
know that it would
it's-
grow as big as it did? And
No idea.
I mean, and like
No
here,
idea.
some of the things I think about, and I have a whole bunch of questions for you, is I think about you had locations from Montreal as far as Georgia and as west as Tennessee.
Memphis, yeah.
Right, Memphis, Tennessee. How would you know with such a short summer that you could sell sprinkler parts in Montreal?
Again, there was a guy up in Canada, and he said, listen, do you want to open up here? And he worked for one of our competitors, and that the guy was in Toronto, this guy Tony Santalone, and he called me and said, and I'd always heard good things about the guy, and he called me and said, you know what, I'm not happy where I'm working. Everything will work in here, or everything will opening up here. And
Did you look at the
Went for it.
market?
I know he's. I mean, Toronto is like the 5th largest city in North America.
Yeah, but their winters are like 10 months long,
No different than Buffalo.
and you do well in Buffalo.
We do great in Buffalo.
And did
probably
you-
have 80% market share in Buffalo.
I mean, do you know what a bloodbath Target took in Canada?
No, I don't.
They had no clue the culture they were dealing with, and they failed miserably.
It's so funny because Lori Blumstein just asked, is it all about marketing? Is it all about marketing to make your business grow?
Hi, Lori
How,
Blumstein.
how important is marketing?
No, it's, you know what? My philosophy has always been, again, going back to the people you surround yourself with. Like, I've always felt my customers are the people that work at Atlantic. I got to keep them
That's
happy.
interesting.
If the people who work at Atlantic are happy,
Yeah.
then when a customer comes in, those people will make them happy. And if the contractors are happy or our customers are happy, they'll buy more, which makes me happy. So it's a circle. And
So I have a question for you about that.
Okay.
Though, because I ran a business and I did my best to make my employees happy, and I found that sometimes they would take advantage of me.
yeah,
And
that
so,
happens.
So there's this line where you either cross or don't cross that, like, I want to make them happy, but are they going to take advantage of me?
Yeah, well, you get taken advantage of a lot. It happens, but you know what? That's part of the ups and downs of it.
Right.
You know,
So
you got to make sure you don't get taken advantage of too much.
right.
But most people, I find, don't. Most
Right.
people are actually pretty good.
And your turnover, from what I have heard, was very low,
Extremely low. Yeah.
and that's because you kept them happy. So
And it's not money. I mean, everybody wants to be paid well, right?
Right.
But it's not really money. It's just doing the right things.
what kind of things did you do for employees?
Somebody needs to borrow a truck. You lend it to them. Somebody has, you know, somebody's in the hospital, their wife's in the hospital, you do something for them and make their lives happier and easier. And, you know, we used to give, way back, I used to give Christmas presents to everybody's kids. You know, I mean, that had to stop after a while because there's just too many people that work with us. But, you know, it's simple things.
Right.
And
But
just, you know, giving somebody a Christmas present for their kid, even if it's an $8 stuffed animal.
So you're making them feel important.
Yeah.
And because they feel important, they feel more connected
Yeah.
to you and to the company.
You make it a family.
Right. Is that hard to do when you grow it to when you have several hundred employees?
Oh, yeah. It changes.
How do you keep that flavor? How do you keep that, I know it's a philosophy, but how do you keep that going?
You hope that your middle management people keep it going. You hope that you've done the right thing so that they've learned that they have to do it.
And that's, again, surrounding yourself with the right people.
Right.
So your middle managers have to be people that...
Right.
And that's not easy to find.
No, it's not. It's not.
How did you do it?
I don't know. I think that's one of the things I do well.
You just...
Because there's a lot of things I don't do well. I think it's one of the things I do well.
Right. So, but now...
I'm a good judge of character, I think.
Right. So what are you doing here?
I have no freaking idea. Frank. I'm here because of Frank.
You must
Frank-
have asked him
Frank
when
J.
Parisi.
Not Frank
Frank
L.
J.
No, Frank J. Parisi. Frank has been working, we're working almost a year together.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Mike Winkoff wants to hear he wants to know a
no.
brother-sister story.
Mike Winkoff of Beyond the Game.
He wants to hear a story about me as a kid. I was a good kid.
Lori was very good.
I
heard
Lori
she's a
was
goody
always-
two-shoes.
Lori was, yeah. Lori was always the nice one. I was always the bad one.
I was a good child.
Yeah, she was. Lori was always did the right thing.
I did.
I was always the troublemaker.
He was horrible.
always. And
Horrible.
I used to torment her.
He
You
did. He
did.
tortured me as a child.
Yes.
He would booby trap my room.
Yes.
Just to make you feel good, I now have taken over that role.
Okay, good deal.
And I
He
torment.
would booby trap my bedroom where I would go upstairs and open the door, he would have books. And as I would open the door, the books would fall on my head. Wait, then as if I went to turn the light switch on, he had mayonnaise all over the light.
Oh, that's a good
He
one.
was a bad brother.
Yeah, I was not. Yeah.
And
One time I
I
hit her
was-
bike. I hit her bike in the pool.
He was so mean to me. I should hate him right now.
Yeah.
Did you hate
I
when
was
you do
not.
it?
I was not.
He was not a
I was
good
not
older
a good brother.
Would she cry?
We
Would she
actually
cry?
became friends
No.
when he went to college.
That's
Yes.
when you became friends?
When he left,
Yeah.
I would like go visit him in college, and that's when we became friends.
Yeah.
Because he hated me.
I didn't hate you. It was just fun.
He was so mean.
It was just
And
fun.
he blamed everything on me. If something was wrong, it
I
was
would,
her
yeah.
fault.
No, I didn't blame everything on you. I just let you take the blame.
There you go.
But I didn't blame you. I never said you did something.
Mom knew because she was like my darling child. I was the perfect kid. I really did nothing
Yeah.
wrong. And he did everything wrong. So she would listen to it.
I did everything. Really did do everything wrong.
No. I was a good kid.
I'm just
Yeah.
letting this
No,
go
I
on.
said I did everything
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, he did. And he blamed me.
I didn't blame you.
Right, he didn't
I just
blame
let
me.
you take the blame.
He just let me take the blame.
I wouldn't say
So,
anything.
so in other words, we would both get in trouble. And I'd be like, what?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I know
Very
a story
much,
about
very
your
much.
mother coming upstairs. You two were throwing something across the hall at each other.
We
Lori
this-
had a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
And we would,
You were sent to your rooms.
yes, and even before and after that, she had a Raggedy Ann doll that it was, geez, about 2 feet tall.
It was big.
And in our house, our bedrooms were upstairs and it was separated by this small hallway and a bathroom. And we would, especially when our cousins would sleep over, we would put notes in the Raggedy Ann's underwear and throw the underwear across the hallway and talk because we weren't allowed to talk because my mother would get mad.
We went to bed.
So we were supposed to be in bed. So we would throw the doll back and forth across the hallway.
Yeah, we did. We sat at
right,
the edge
but-
of our doors and would write notes.
But you
and
got
stick it-
caught.
Yeah, we got caught. once.
I don't remember
Yes,
that.
we
but
got caught.
I'm sure we did.
She was at the bottom of the steps.
She what?
And she was at the bottom of the steps and she sees the She sees this
Probably because
doll.
we were laughing, right? She didn't know what was
Right,
going
she
on.
sees
saw it
this
fly
doll
across.
flying back and
Yeah.
forth. Like,
Yeah.
seriously?
Like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Things.
So you torture your sister, but you treat your
There
employees
you go,
good.
Mike.
I
There's a
just want
story
to-
for you.
Yeah, well, I learned. Lori was a
She was your
scapegoat.
test case.
She was test case.
Right.
Exactly. She was a marketing gimmick.
Yeah, that's right.
I was.
Yeah, marketing guinea
Yeah.
pig. So, but growing the business, I know, like every time I grew my business, I got a little like agita inside of me. I got like a little scared when I would like I bought this building. Like I would like. What did you do as you were growing it? You were taking on more expenses.
Yeah.
Cash flow is king. You got to have cash flow. You know, how did you know that your growth was tempered and that you had the infrastructure to support it and that you had the cash to keep going and all that kind of stuff?
Between Jerry and another really close friend of mine, Ron Pacina, who did our finances, they would basically tell me things I couldn't do because I would have done things that were probably financially not prudent, and they would just make me stop.
Gotcha.
And they would, and I had to believe. I mean,
But you were smart enough to stop.
yeah. I mean, in a lot of things I pushed, and I was like, well, okay, yeah, okay. Like I would say to them, 10 o'clock in the morning, yeah, you guys are right, you guys are right, you guys are right, and then at 2 o'clock I would do it anyway. But then it was sometimes it was like, all right, you know what?
Well, how would
these
you
guys
know?
are right.
How would you know when to listen to them, and how would you know when to ignore them?
I don't know.
Was it just gut?
Yeah,
Just a gut instinct?
yeah.
And when you were
I
doing,
guess
these
when they got that aggravated with me that they wouldn't talk to me, probably then.
oh really?
More Ronnie, yeah, because Ronnie and I always butted heads.
But you
Because
need
Ronnie's very conservative.
Jerry O'Hara said, we hired Ronnie to worry.
Yeah, Ronnie's very conservative. So, and Jerry was always kind of like the middleman. So, because he was so conservative, he'd be like, we can't do this, we can't do this, we can't afford this, we can't afford this. And I'd say, okay, and then do it anyway.
but not all the time.
No, of course, because...
Because why'd you hire him in the first place?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's really good. I don't know if he's watching this or not, but...
Who? Ronnie?
Ronnie, yeah.
I don't know.
But he's really good at what he does. And you need somebody like that. You need somebody to, like,
Well, you need
pull back the reins.
Right, and these guys sound like they do plan.
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry's more middle of the road.
Yeah.
But Ronnie's a worry wart, right? Like Jerry said, he's there. He worries about everything. I mean, sometimes he's like, yeah, whatever. But he, thank God for him.
But that stuff doesn't scare you to like grow a company and invest money and stuff and
No, the worst part.
Taking those risks.
The first part I think was when we had to close our first store because that was kind of a mind blowing event that I actually screwed up.
yeah.
Remember
that feeling
and at that point we were at probably around maybe 14, 15 stores. We opened up in North Haven, Connecticut, and it didn't work out. And accepting the first closure was personally a failure that we actually had to close a place. That was tough. That was very tough. After that, it wasn't so tough. The first one was very tough.
What was tough? How did it feel like? What was tough about it?
One of it was one of my best friends, Joe Hopkins, was the manager. He and Jerry were both best men at my wedding. And the store just was losing money. We just weren't doing well and kept saying, we got to change this. We got to do this. We got to get into the other markets. We got to do this, that. And we just made a bad decision. We made a bad decision to open it up. And, it just wasn't working. And it got to the point where we have to do it. And I pushed it off for so long because I really didn't want to accept it was a failure.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I mean, I was glad when we did it. Making the decision was very hard.
Most entrepreneurs fail more than they succeed.
Yeah, I can see that.
Do you think you fit into that or no?
No, I don't think so.
No. You're an anomaly when it comes to entrepreneurs.
I am an anomaly for many reasons.
Interesting.
I'm staying out of that. Just staying out.
No, you know, yeah. Well, you know, no matter what, you don't see your successes as successes, but your you might have a success, but it's that big a success. You have a failure, and it's that big a failure because you internalize it, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Why did I screw this up? What did I do wrong?"
Yeah.
The successes are great, but you totally overblow the failures.
Right. That makes a lot
Did
of
you
sense.
did you feel the same thing?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, when I failed, it was rough.
Yeah.
Very, very rough.
Because you just like, what I do wrong? How did I screw this up?
Yeah, I internalized it. I took it all on
Yeah.
myself. That what did I
It's
do
hard.
wrong?
It's hard.
And you know, like I was like, well, was it that I put the wrong people in place, or was it that I was pigeonholed in one industry, or was it that I couldn't get out of my way, or I tried this. We actually developed a piece of software that was actually used by Bausch & Lomb, and it was an intranet software. And it was actually, we built it up, and it was actually certified by Salesforce.com and placed on their app exchange.
Okay.
Failed.
Really?
Failed miserably. And I sunk a lot of time and a lot of energy, and I also felt guilty because I sunk a lot of other people's time
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. I mean, that was hard, with the store in North Haven, that was tough because, we were trying to expand and we picked the wrong market. We had the wrong product line. Looking back, everything we did was wrong. But, Joe was running it, and that was going to be good. That was going to make it work. And it just didn't.
Right. So are you a little skittish at that point about trying to grow the business, or it's like, well, we're just going to pick ourselves and move
No,
on?
just pick ourselves up.
And then you started still opening more stores quickly after that?
I don't know quickly, but we did, yeah.
How long did it take you to get to 38 locations?
Let's see, when I got out of college it was 86, and the first one was 87. So at this point it's, it was, I don't know, 30 years to get that big.
That's not that fast, really. I mean,
No.
that's a lot of time and a lot of heart. Yeah, it's nice
Thanks
growth.
for making it sound like I did shit.
Well, I didn't want you to get carried away with yourself. I've seen you at parties. Lori brings
Frank hasn't, though. I mean, don't
Frank.
don't diss me in front of Frank.
Frank J. Parisi.
Frank J. Yes.
Parisi. And there's Officer, you haven't met him yet, but Officer Joe Lavolsi is also here. He's a DP. He's a director of photography and a lighting guy.
Okay.
He did all the lighting here.
Oh, well, you did a nice job.
Yeah, well, he and I used to own a grip truck together, which he still has, and
There's no more golf balls behind you. Did you notice?
yeah,
Yes.
I took the golf balls away. So, but I heard you twice say, well, like sprinklers is not exactly sexy. Does that mean you're not passionate about sprinklers? But what were you passionate?
No,
that got
you know what?
To grow the business.
The industry itself isn't great. It's running the business that's great.
So what your
And
passion?
dealing with people. I love dealing with people.
Okay, so that's your passion is
Yeah.
dealing with people, and I'm going to say also growing a business. You're
Yeah.
passionate about growing a business,
Yeah.
which you did very successfully for a very long time.
Yeah, I think if my father had been doing wallpaper, I would be in the same position. But I love
Not
sprinklers.
me.
Not you, right?
Wallpaper wasn't my thing.
But I just love running it.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I really love the people. To me, that's the whole thing.
Do you still want to run something? Do you still want to grow something?
Yeah,
do.
definitely.
And you tell me whether you want to answer any of these questions. What was the decision to sell the business for you?
They made a extremely good offer, and I really didn't want to do it. But I'm also at the point where I kind of want to do something else anyway, and we said no. And, my parents were really good, and especially my dad saying, you do whatever you want to do. And I told him I wasn't interested, and then they came back and upped the offer, and it's kind of hard to walk away from it. Especially with, I'm divorced, and I kind of, my kids are, my oldest, Lucas, hi, Luke, if you're watching. Luke's in college, and my son Ethan's going next year, and then my daughter Madera, she's going to be still in high school, but I think there's another second half,
Right.
and it's been a great first half.
agree.
It's been a great first half.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near slowing down either.
No, and I enjoy doing it. I mean, I can't sit home all day.
Yeah.
I that would not be good.
Yeah. So there's a kid in the room. He's 25 years old. He wants to, well, Frank's 26, but he wants, or she wants to grow a business. They want to start. What are some of the suggestions that you would make to them?
First of all, find a niche. Do something you like, and surround yourself with good people. That's really all you can do.
That's it. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, I mean, find something you're into and go for it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't want to say don't look back, because you have to have reality, right? You can't just throw money or your time or your efforts into something that's not going to work. So you have to be realistic. But if you're 25 years old, you got the whole world in front of you. You know what? This is the time you should be screwing up a little bit.
Right.
And
Keep
learning.
trying stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I
you never
agree.
know.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, unless if you're 25 married with kids, now you have to deal with it, right? Because you have responsibilities. But if you're 25 and you don't have a lot of responsibility, and you can try different things and find your footing, screw around.
Yeah. There's a great book I read by a woman by the name of Angela Duckworth. She wrote a book called Grit. And what she says is, when you become passionate about something, it doesn't happen overnight like infatuation. It takes time, and you have to explore different things until you kind of find that one thing that goes, oh, I like this. And then when you keep picking away at it, you begin to love it and you become passionate about it.
And there will be negatives along the way. There's missteps along the way. You screw up along the way. That's okay. I mean, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Except for Lori. Nobody's perfect.
Are you raising your hands because you have a question, or because you're perfect?
I'm going to try
Okay.
to be perfect.
But we do know you're perfect.
Yeah, I'm
Do
not
you have
perfect.
any other questions?
But I'm a good egg. No, just the O'Haras were on, and Karen Hair Dreams was on, and just saying how wonderful you are. Just saying.
Cliff, you mean?
Yeah, no, you. Yeah.
That's not
just
fair.
you. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure. This is fun.
If you ever want to come
Told
back
ya.
again,
I know. I was pretty nervous about coming down.
I know. I said it's so relaxed. We just
it's
chat.
very relaxed.
Frank's very
Seriously.
quiet.
This is pretty easy, actually.
See,
It's very
wasn't it?
easy.
I said it was
Yeah.
going to be easy.
And this will be going over all these sites that you don't want to.
Whatever. Who cares?
Now he's like, whatever.
I give up now. I
We'll
give
talk
up.
about that later.
Yeah, I found a lot of stuff on you.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So, you know,
And if I find an Atlantic Irrigation condom, I'll.
Oh, so funny.
I will-
I didn't
I
know
will
about
send it
that.
to you.
I was probably a kid.
do you
that's
think
why.
it's worth money?
No. Oh, no.
It's very funny. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Did you ever use them?
You
Go to
could
the
take
next
the
question.
fifth. Yeah, next. Exactly.
Yeah. No, but I really do appreciate you being on and coming all the way down here. And you provided a lot of good information for people. And seriously, you know, I'm very involved with the Chamber of Commerce, and I am an entrepreneur. And my goal with this show is to inspire anybody that, with the right guidance and the right tools and the right ingredients, virtually anyone can become a successful entrepreneur.
That's cool.
I
mean,
truly believe that.
there's, people, there was nothing like this when I was a kid, right? So
Me neither.
So it's nice to have something that people can watch because, I mean, let's face it, there was no social media or nothing. I mean, we didn't have, jeez.
We had a dial-up phone.
Yeah, exactly. You know, my kids still laugh that you had to get up to like turn the channel on
the
the
TV.
TV.
We didn't have remote. We didn't even have color
Remember,
TV.
we had TV dinners and we'd watch TV in mom and dad's bedroom on the floor, and,
Yeah.
and we had to get up. And
That was like a holiday.
yeah, and we would sit on the floor with the dog. Yeah, and we would watch it. Yeah, we would watch TV.
You, Eddie, and Sparky?
And Sparky.
Yes, and
yeah.
Sparky.
Sounds like
Sparky.
fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so next week, and I forgot to get you a picture for them. We have a food company up. I didn't put it in the system. A company called X Factor. They supply food to a lot of sport teams.
Oh, cool.
And they have also developed a partnership with FLG Lacrosse.
Oh, that's cool.
So we are doing a special show next week where our show is going to be on at 6:30 next week, where we have on the owners of X Factor Foods. And the guys are in their early 20s. They dropped out of college. They started out in someone's kitchen in their mother's house, and now they're doing 5,000 meals a week or something crazy like that. And so we're going to have them on to talk about their entrepreneurial journey, and then we're going to roll them into FLG's show.
Oh, that's cool.
Where they're going to talk about what they do for FLG, and they're going to bring food in, and we're going to eat next week.
Awesome.
Doesn't that sound great?
Yeah, it does.
And we have some other...
Are they bringing food?
What's that?
Are they bringing food?
Absolutely. They're bringing food. And
Frank,
so we're going to have
food next week, Frank.
Food next week,
Yeah.
food and drink.
Frank and I are
Eddie,
excited.
You're invited back if you want to have some X Factor food, healthy food, because I know that you're a big lacrosse player.
Yes, and obviously I'm very healthy.
Well, I think you are. I don't care what Lori and your parents say. So we will see you all next week. And I know that this week Frank will not forget to roll the credits. I promise I'll call you Frank J. Parisi if you roll the credits. So, Frank, do you think we can get on that? We'll see you next week. Next week, 6:30 p.m. Thanks for joining us. See ya.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, you're right. Like the O'Haras, you must have told them.
I texted Marion. I said, Ed's on. I said, she goes, I'm working, but I'll tell the kids. And they were on it.